Hi guys, Lisa Finkel coming to you from Prince Edward Island on the east coast of Canada with a kiln opening. I've been away for 4 days, so some of the glazes I don't remember because it's been a while, but I'll remember the best I can. And there is a lot of repetition in this load because I have a couple of specific things that have to go to a local store. I've been driving for the last day and a half, so I'm a bit spacey. Also, this kiln was done with a slow cool schedule. Top temp was 2190, hold for 5 minutes, and then a hold for 30 minutes at 1900. And I got a close to a cone 6, so that works out great for me. And it was cool when I unloaded it because it was just finished when I left on my trip, which was in Ottawa on the Ottawa River. I went to visit my niece, so lovely, and my sister and my brother-in-law came with us, and he ran the Ottawa Marathon, so we got to cheer him on. So it was a lot of fun, but I'm a little stunned right now, but I'm going to try my best to remember what I put on what. I'm going to start off with oil pours, and I'll start with one I definitely know what the glaze combo is. So this one is Fire Brick Red on the bottom with a dip, and then a dip in my Temuku Gold with some glaze where they meet here and up top. And I got some nice little gold crystallization there. Now sometimes when I use Temuku Gold, and I think I've mentioned this in previous videos, I won't be using it a whole lot more because it's got lithium in it, and I think it's crazy expensive now. It was expensive to start with. But if I don't use flux with my Temuku Gold, I will get almost like a mustardy yellow often in my slow cool, like almost all gold. But this way you just get some crystallization in bits and bops, and I like that. And I like that color. So that's that one. I'll pick up the ones I know for sure with the glazes first. This one was brushed with curry, Spectrum Curry, 3 coats, dipped with my Studio Blue, and then a coat of Olive Float over that. No flux, but I got some nice running regardless. I've done this one before, so that turned out pretty. That's that one. This one was dipped in alabaster. Then it had 1 coat of obsidian, Emiko obsidian, and then 2 coats of night moth. And that turned out quite nice. So that's that one. Okay, now here comes the mystery ones that I'm not 100% sure. Even when I was doing it, I was just slapping stuff on. I've made a mug style before I call Blue Grotto, and it's very similar to this, but it's got a lot more greens in it than blues or teals. So this is this one. So there's some stuff I know for sure I used. I know I used for sure, I used Celadon Bloom. I used Laguna Power Turquoise. I used Turquoise Lake. I used Seaweed. I used a little bit, I don't know if you see it. I'm trying to find it just to show you here. I think it might be here. I used a little bit of Coyote Mediterranean Sea because I wanted a little bit of blue peeking out, and then I just did dabs of flux all over. So I think that turned out pretty. It's a little stripier than I anticipated. I probably could have gone a little heavier on the flux, but I still really like it. Here's the other one. Same thing, exact same. I just did them together. Because you got to use so many different colors, you got to have a couple going so that one dries while you do the next one. But I like it. I think it turned out pretty. So that's those. This one was a refire. I really like it. It was, to begin with, it was Spectrum Curry and Turquoise Lake, I think with a little bit of Power Turquoise, but it was really splotchy. So I put Blue Hydrangea over the Turquoise Lake and then some flux at the rim, and I like it a lot better. So that's that one. Okay. PEI Girl Mugs. You guys must be used to these by now. PEI stands for Prince Edward Island. And I'm going into a local shop in a few weeks, so anticipating that I'm going to sell a fair amount of these. Oh, I didn't tell you what it was. I guess you'd like to know that, wouldn't you? All these mugs, I think, unless I say different, are lined with my Studio Clear. And then this one was dipped all the way up in alabaster, Mako alabaster, and then a dip in Norse blue. I want to show you the difference. So this one is over alabaster. This one is same combo, except instead of alabaster, it is Mako winterwood. So one coat of dipped in alabaster and one coat of winterwood. I didn't do it all the way to the top, just about halfway, and then let the Norse blue cover it. I probably put a little bit of flux on there. So look how it runs on the alabaster. That's amazing to me. So much more runny than, because you would think, or I guess it just acts different, that they would act very similar because winterwood, alabaster, but I did put it all the way to the top. And here I only put it halfway. So maybe next time I'll try the winterwood right to the top if I want more running, I guess. Had a couple of duds. This PEI Girl one I'll have to sell as a second. I mean, it's a beautiful mug, but I had a little bit of running over. I don't love how it is like this, but I don't think I want to fire it again. It would just run more. So sometimes you just got to cut your losses. This one is, I know for sure this is sangria, and I know this is winterwood. I'm not sure if I put something here or not. I'm sorry, as I said, some stuff I'm forgetting. Because look, I might have put something blue there, perhaps. Not sure. Or it's just reacting. Not 100% sure on that one. Sorry. Sometimes you just gotta play. That I showed you that one. This is just a little vase with 2 coats of honey flux, 1 coat of river birch, and then at the top with some slight overlap would be Spectrum Soft Red. And I've said this before, you get this natural fluxing. You don't need to use anything where they meet because the soft red goes white. So it's really pretty. So I'm probably going to put, I have a bunch of mugs in this low that I'm going to be putting overglazed decals on. So that's where we're going to see some repetition for sure. Another PEI Girl mug. And another PEI Girl mug. You can see a theme happening here. A couple more PEI Girl mugs. So this one is in the soft red with the river birch. And soft red with river birch. That might be it for PEI Girl mugs. Okay, so this is also the soft red with the river birch. I did this one as a tester because I'm doing a bigger bowl for a lady who loves pink. So the way I do it is I do 2 coats of honey flux and a little rim of honey flux just in here, and then 1 coat of river birch in here. So that goes first. Then 2 coats, 2 good coats of soft red in the middle, in the center, sorry, over everything, and then a little rim of soft red there. So you get that natural fluxing again. So on a bigger bowl, more pink will show, but it's such a tiny bowl that it ran down. But the one I'm making for her will be much bigger. So I think that'll look good. I'm gonna go with that one. This is one I've seen lots of you do, and I've never done it just because I wanted to see. And oh my God, it's gorgeous. So it's the 2 coats, honey flux, 1 coat river birch, and then a dip of fire brick red in the rim, and it turns purpley, which is so pretty. So I'll be doing that again. You have a nice mug. Now this one is quite pretty. So this one is to about here. I did 3 good coats of Rainforest, which I might even have done 4, but my gosh, those if you're brushing on those Amico Celadons, holy cow, man, oh man, It is hard to get coverage. And then where they meet, 1 coat of Peacock, which is the base for Shipwreck, 2 coats of Shipwreck, so 2 about here. Then I did a little rim of Flux here, light Flux. And then where the Shipwreck and the Rainforest meet, 2 coats of Seaweed, like a band of it. So there is some just pure Shipwreck right in the middle. That's pretty, like that. Very, very nice. And here's another one, same thing, exact same treatment. This is on the speckled white. So all the clays I'm using today, I believe, are either Tucker's Mid Smooth Speck or Tucker's Mid Smooth Stoneware Clay, which are both lovely, lovely, clean, soft clays to work with. I really love working with them. Matter of fact, big moment when I was on my trip. So I live in Canada and I live in the Maritimes, and there are no pottery supply stores in the Maritimes at all, and that's like 4 provinces. So on my way home from Ottawa, I took a slight detour into Laval, Quebec, which wasn't very far out of my way at all, and I went to CL Pottery Supplies for the first time. So much fun. So I finally got to go into a store and browse, which some of you, I know lots of people don't have the luxury of being near a pottery supply house, but when you get there, it's kind of like being a kid in a candy store, right? So I had a great time with that. So I had to get more of their clays. So this was my first attempt at a teacup and saucer set. And this needs to get a little grinding, though it's a little wobbly. Your tea would be wobbling, but a little grind on my wheel will do the trick. Ooh. So I started out by putting Coyote Fairy Rose, 2 thick coats inside up to the lip, and also Fairy Rose underneath up to the lip. Then I did 3 coats of Emiko Snow, because I wanted something pretty white. And then I took the Fairy Rose, which is very, very runny. I don't know, for those of you that have Fairy Rose, if yours is runny or not. But it was really runny. So I got a lot of sort of drippage, but I like it. I think it worked out fine. So I just took a toothbrush and flicked the Fairy Rose on that. So that turned out cute. I did 2 of those in that color. And it was my first time attempting Teacups and Saucers. And for those of you who are kind of debating making them yourself, the one thing I'm learning as I move along is plates, saucers, anything flat takes a lot more clay than you'd think it's going to take. Because I would have thought, oh, 250 grams of clay, I'll be good. But I used 400 for the saucers and 400 for the cups. And you want your saucers to be thick enough that they're not going to warp when you're drying them, and that you can trim them easily. So the 400 and 400 method worked for me. And then I did the same thing with this one. So just a different color combo. So this is the Honey Flux and River Birch thing I use. The inside is Pottery Supply House Purple Haze, just poured in and poured out. So I started doing that first, then did the Honey Flux and River Birch, and the same one there. I dipped this in the Purple Haze twice, but because it was so near the top of the bucket and I just kind of did this, it came out really light. So I think I'll probably refire the saucers because I wanted them to be closer in color to the inside, but they should refire fine. So I'll do that, add a little more glaze, and they'll be good to go. And this one was the exact same combo. And then I did one that was just the cup without the saucer, because not everybody wants a saucer. And I was just playing with the form, so it's that. Oh lordy, this is heavy. So this is actually, we have 2 big dogs, so this is a water bowl. I already showed you one from a previous video that used very similar combo, but it used I think it was Power Turquoise on this side. But this time, because it's going upstairs and the dogs have orange bowls upstairs, I used Deep Sienna Speckle on this side, dipped it in Temuco Gold, Flux where they meet, and I did a little dip in the Temuco Gold on this side just for some variation. And that turned out, but I mean, this doesn't matter, it's just a dog bowl. But my bottom blue, it's not cracked at all. I had a huge air pocket. Sometimes with big things you gotta watch it. I had a huge air pocket that I didn't notice when I was trimming, and then when I fired it the first time I saw it, I had like just cracked through the air pocket, so I just got rid of as much of it as I could, and then I refired it, or glazed it and fired it. So I'll probably just put like a felt or something on that and grind it a bit, and we'll be good to go. And it's nice and heavy and big for the dogs, so that's good. I'm not going to show you every single one of these, but I will show you when I'm done with them. But I'll post the recipe for this below for anyone who might be interested. This is my Ravenscrag White. It's a very simple glaze recipe, except that you have to calcine half of your Ravenscrag ingredient. Now, calcining is very simple. You just, if you have a programmable kiln, I should qualify that. If you have a programmable kiln, you just put it in any kind of already bisqued dish, like if you have a form that's bisque or whatever. You'll measure out your half and then put it in the kiln, and you just have 1 ramp. So you only put in 1 temperature, which is 500 degrees in an hour, till you get to 1,000 degrees, and then you hold it for 30 minutes. So it's a 3-hour firing, 2.5-hour firing, basically. But what it does is it shrinks. Ravenscrag is mostly clay, so it shrinks a lot of the clay particles so that when you actually use it as a glaze, it doesn't crawl. Because if you don't calcine it, sometimes you'll get crawling issues. And even if you do calcine it, it doesn't always play well with other glazes, so you might get crawling. I don't know why it likes to crawl, but when it's by itself, and this is just on Tucker's Mid Smooth Spec, and I knew I wanted to do a bunch of pieces with these hydrangea over deglaze decals. I already made a few and I wanted to make some more. So this is perfect for that. It's a nice simple glaze to make. It's not super expensive. And then I just dip the whole thing and I get this look that it's not honey flux, obviously not, but it's a pretty speckle. And I like the speckle look when you're using overglazed decals because I don't want it to look commercial. I want it to look handmade. So I think the speckles kind of add to that. So I have mugs, different mugs, which I've shown you a couple, and then I've done a couple of cups, and I will show you guys after how the overglazed decals turned out. You've seen me do those before, for those of you who caught my stuff before. And then I just did some little dishes. I have some pate knives, so you know, baked dips or whatever, perfect for that. And then just some little bowls that I'm going to play with the decals, flowers, hydrangeas, bumblebees, you name it, and then a little one like that. And really, guys, that's about it. That was my cool, meaning it wasn't hot. I didn't have to use gloves. Kiln unload. I was going to do it outside today, but when I got home, it was windy and rainy and cold, and I just thought, oh, I don't really want to do it out here. So I hauled everything in and I did it in here. So hope everyone's well. I'll pop on next time I have something to show you guys. Take care, and if you like it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.